Yeah, I just want to talk real quick about the current Black Lives Matter movement that we have going on in this country and really around the world, and why I'm not currently participating as far as attending any of the rallies or any of the protests or even speaking on social media about it. Like anybody who knows me personally knows that I've been an activist for a long time. So of course, they're surprised at me at this point. I've been a member of, many different organizations over the years and participated in a lot of different movements and events. And especially when Black Lives Matter initially took off, probably 5 or 6 years ago, that was probably the peak of my activism. Like I was legit activist at this point. And I'm not talking about just showing up at rallies and protests. Like, no, I was actually helping plan a lot of these events. And not to go into many detail, but it wasn't just talking. Like I'm very big on economic empowerment because the USA is built on money. And of course, I know and many other people know that to make any sort of headway in this country, to really get anything done, you have to have economic empowerment. So economic empowerment has always been a key focus of mine for the Black community. So encouraging other people to buy Black and support Black businesses and start Black businesses, I was, right there. I was a proponent of that. The Bank Black movement that started a few years ago. I started an account bank and encouraged others to do so. And without going into too many details, I was really, really pushing the Black banks and really pushing Black businesses. So I was always about more than just talking and sitting down and doing what we've always been doing. So fast forward to what's going on right now. Of course, the past 2 months or so has been very difficult for the Black community here in America. I guess it probably started, with Ahmaud Arbery's murder and cover up, essentially. Then you had Breonna Taylor's murder and the arrest of her boyfriend for defending his home and his family. You had, on a political level, you had Joe Biden's comments. And then you backdoor with the George Floyd situation. So all of this happened within 2 or so months, at least in the media. A lot of this happened within 2 months. On top of everyone already dealing with coronavirus and a lot of the inequities involved with that. And like so many other people out there, man, it became too much in a short time frame. And I really just had to take time to myself because, of course, none of this is new to us. But when you have it all hidden at the same time and just piling on you, it takes a toll on you. And understandably, a lot of people, was outraged. I'm outraged. And, they took to the streets, and what's been happening has been happening. But personally, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't go on social media. Well, I've been trying to stay off social media. Of course, social media has become, such a big part of our lives. Like it's hard to stay. But I really had to make it a point to stay off social media as much as I could. I might go on there a few minutes just to see, what's really heavy in the news, to somewhat stay connected with the world. But after, you scroll it, you just have to get right back off because it's just too much, man. Too much drama, too much confusion. And same thing with the news. Really just had to disconnect from the news. I've tried to disconnect as much as. And for everyone else out there, man, don't be afraid to do the same thing. I know right now come together, but you have to take care of your mental health. So that was really part of it for me as well, because after so many years of being an activist and going through the same cycle, man, it's almost like you're on a hamster wheel. This fight for equality is like being on a hamster wheel. And I'm very big on knowing our history, which is what everyone else needs to focus on as well as our history. Because you'll then start to realize that a lot of what we're doing right now, we've done before numerous times. And so it becomes like I'm just at a loss for words. Because it just gets to the point where you're doing the same thing over and over. And, we just need to really sit back and think about it. Like, what have we been doing? What has worked? What hasn't worked? And come up with a plan to move forward, which is what I've been doing for myself. So that's why I'm not participating at this point. One, for my mental health, and two, because like I said, it's just very frustrating, and I'm not into doing the same thing over and over like so many other people out there. We're not doing the same thing. We have the same problem. We need new solutions. So don't be afraid to take your time with all this. Because, the media and the powers that be, yeah, they'll let you think that, oh, they're about to change something overnight. But unfortunately, it's not that easy. It's not that easy as they're making it seem. And that's probably something I'll talk about in the future. But right now, man, I just really wanted to explain for not just myself, but I know there's other people out there as well who aren't participating in the rallies and protests for various reasons, who aren't really talking on social media like they normally would. Because, it gets depressing. It gets frustrating. And it gets to the point where it's like, I'm tired of going on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and saying the same stuff that I said last year, the year before, 5 years ago. Like, there's really nothing else to say. Like, how many more times and how many different ways can you say that you're mad or pissed off about another black person being unjustly killed by the police? Or how many different ways can I talk about racism or a racist incident that I encountered or a racist video that I saw on social media? Like, how many different ways can you express your frustration with that? So it gets to the point where it's pointless. Like, I'm done. Personally, I'm done with the talking, Like I said, I'm more focused on building the black community. Economically, culturally, socially, politically, whatever level you could think of. And of course, I'm not telling anybody how they should feel or what they should do. But these are things that really have to be considered. Like, really take time to yourself. Take time to yourself for your mental health. Take time to yourself so that you can really put your focus and energy in the right place to really create a change. So, like I said, I just want to get that off my chest real quick, man. And if anybody else out there, if you feel what I'm saying, leave a comment, share this video with someone else, subscribe to my channel, because, yeah, this is my first video, but I have a lot that I want to get off my chest, so definitely check me out in the future.